Good morning, let's sing I Want to Walk as a Child of the Light. I want to walk as a child of the light. I want to follow Jesus. God set the stars to give light to the world. The star of my life is Jesus. In you there is no darkness at all. The night and the day are both alike. The Lamb is the light of the city of God. Shine in my heart, Lord Jesus. Well, it's Monday afternoon and Holy Week still, and we get to hear another test for Jesus. There was a story, and you can read this. It didn't quite make it into the Bible. It's in a collection of books called the Apocrypha that we keep at the back of the Bible. That gives us some information what happened between the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Bible. There's a book called Tobit, and it has a wild story in it. I'm going to tell you the story and then tell you how it was used to test Jesus. Once upon a time, there was a lady who was cursed. There was a demon who lived in this lady, and she got married to the oldest of 7 brothers. And on her wedding night, right after the ceremony, the demon killed the brother. His younger brother married her, and sure enough, on the wedding night, right after ceremony, the demon killed the second brother. This happened 7 times, and all the brothers were killed. This woman had no children, she had no husband, and she had this major problem. She was a great lady, she loved God, she was kind, but bad things kept happening to the people who had tried to marry her. Well, Tobit comes along and he marries her, and God helps Tobit out. He goes fishing and he finds a fish, and he burns the fish's liver after he's caught it. And the smell is so bad that the evil spirit leaves this lady and gets tied up and can torment her no more. And that's the story of Tobit. Well, Jesus is in a temple teaching. He's just talked about the coins. And some people come up to Jesus who don't believe in heaven or in life after this one. And they say, Jesus, we know you believe in heaven. We know you believe in resurrection after we die, so we've got a question for you. Once upon a time, there was this lady. She got married, and her husband died, and she had no kids. In fact, they didn't even get to live into friendship together at all. So his brother married her, and then his brother, and all 7 of them married her. So when they come back to life, in the resurrection, in heaven, whose wife will she be? Which one of the brothers will own this woman in marriage? And Jesus says something so interesting today on Monday afternoon of Holy Week. He says, you guys don't understand resurrection at all. You see, husbands don't own their wives, and wives don't own their husbands. They're a family. They've become one body and one flesh. Your arm does not own your leg. They work together. So, in the new life that God gives us, nobody owns anybody else. We're all equal. Now, at the time of Jesus, it's true that husbands did own their wives. In fact, they had to pay for them, just like they would pay for a horse or a puppy. And women could not own property. We've come a long way since then. We still have a ways to go. But what Jesus tells us is in the life God intends, nobody owns anybody else. Instead of making demands, we make requests. Instead of saying, you have to, we say, can we? This is what heaven is like. And Jesus invites us to hear that and not wait until we die. He invites us to live into that life now. So take this opportunity today to hear this story and live the life that God will give us later now. Say please. Say thank you. Remember that your pets are not things you own. Your pets belong to God. God has given them life, and they belong with you. Remember to be loving to your fellow students, to your grandmas, your grandpas, your siblings, because in God's imagination and in God's world, nobody owns anybody else. We own God's family when we treat each other well, and that's just a hint of what God has in mind for us. Practice that today, and let's sing the second verse of I Want to Walk as a Child of the Light. I want to see the brightness of God. I want to look at Jesus. Clear sun of justice shine on my path and show me the way to the Father. In you there is no darkness at all. The night and the day are both alike. The Lamb is the light of the city.